All right, if you're on to part 2 of the donation budget task, that means you have created your wish list by hand and using rounding or approximation, have an approximate wish list that is on budget and your budget being $30. So now your group is going to find the Excel sheet or the Google sheet that I shared with you, donation budget. You're going to make sure you use the appropriate tab along the bottom. So you're going to find your group tab. You can rename it to your group member names. We're going to work on the sample. So you're going to have your headings. You're going to type in what your items are, how many you want, the exact cost, and you don't need to put any dollar signs in. Let's say okay, so once you've finished typing in all of your items, you can, if you want to, adjust the size so you see it all. You could also use this button over here and it will make them into 2 lines if you don't have enough room. But the important part is you want to now calculate the total. So again, this spreadsheet will do it for you. You're going to highlight the first total that you want, or subtotal. You're going to put equals. You're going to click the quantity, star, which is multiplication. So we want to times these 2 columns. If we have 10 items at 99 cents, we want to times the 2 of them. And we hit enter. Now this 9.9 is really $9.90, so 90. The spreadsheet just doesn't put the 0 on the end, so $9.90. And you're going to do that for every line. Equals, click, times, and then click. You can continue to enter that formula in for each cell. Each of these squares are called a cell. Or if you select the last one that you've entered, and then you can either use your mouse to highlight all the blank ones underneath, or if that one's highlighted, you hold the shift and the arrow keys down. Now if you hold Control and then press the letter D, it will fill in all the ones underneath with the same formula. So you can click on them, and if you look up in the function, so this is where it tells the formula, it says B4 times C4, and B4 is the quantity of toothbrushes, C4 is the cost. So you can just quickly skim down them to see that all the formulas here are the same columns and it was done correctly. Well, now we want to total that up. So I'm going to click a box underneath all my subtotals, and I want to go to this symbol here. This symbol actually means sum, and I'm going to click the down arrow and I'm going to click the word sum. It wants to know which values do I want to take the sum of. And well, we want to select all of those, or you could have typed in row or cell D2 all the way through to D6, or highlight them. And again, I'm just going to hit enter to say okay. So my subtotal, I'm going to write that, subtotal is $37.24. Well, I'm over my budget. So I want to maybe, let's take off some toothpaste and toothbrushes, and you can see that it's changing as we go. Still too much, so if I take off one soap pack, $30.29, 29 cents over, I can live with. So now I need my tax. So this is where I'm going to, again, use my equal sign. That tells the program that there's a formula coming, and I want to multiply my total by my amount of tax. So I'm going to times it by decimal 13, because tax is 13%, or decimal 13. That's how much tax is on $30. And this last box, we want the total. So how would we take this sum of these 2 items? and I have my total. And you can do whatever you want to it here. The nice thing about these is if I went back and I said, well, I want no shampoo, but I really wanted to keep the soap, I'm now under my subtotal of $30. My tax has changed, and my total was $33.66. Now our optimum points, if you want to extend this, we have $30 in optimum points. So how much am I going to have to pay out of hand or out of pocket to cover the balance? So I will leave that part to you, remembering the equals is the equation, and what operation do you need to do, and which two columns or cells do you need to find out how much I'm going to have to pay to cover the difference.